So first we're going to work on arranging the items on the build plate. So we need to click on the Add File button. I've got my items stored in the Downloads folder. And I've got some highlighted that I'm going to import. The good news is you can import them all at the same time. So I'm going to import all 5 of these files. They come in, they're kind of jumbled up. So the first thing I do is I kind of spread them out a little bit. And I've already done this, so I sort of know how I want them arranged. What I like to try and do is have the biggest items close to the center. So this large item, it's also got a big overhang. The reason that is the items that are the largest, they need to print, they need to be the highest quality, because if they're not, they're going to mess up the other prints. So that's why it's in the center. I'm also rotating this little guy, and then I'm making sure that it's on the build platform. So you're going to see me click on each one of those items, and then also make sure that it is on the build platform, because that's another thing that can mess up your whole print, especially if you're doing a big long one like this. You don't want it to do that. So you'll notice I've rotated this little vessel here and sort of squeezed it in. The reason I do that is the less that the print head has to move where it's not printing, the better and faster, the more efficient your print will be. I'm also sort of arranging these so they're pretty close together. There's a little bit of a gap there. I might give it a little bit more just to be safe, like a millimeter. So it has to move a little bit, but there's going to be a little gap before it starts printing the next item. And then what I'm going to do is just sort of put all these pieces together as close as I possibly can, and just re-inspect it and export it. Once my spacing is correct, I'm going to use the MakerBot software to export this file and plug it into the printer. Where it needs to be, and now I need to export the print file. I'm just going to give it a distinct name. This is my A period class, and I'm going to go ahead and call it 17 for 2017. And I'm going to save it to the desktop. I've also got a little flash drive, MakerBot 2. I'm going to put it on there in just a second, but just in case there's a problem, I'm just going to save it to the desktop first. This is going to take a little bit. Notice I have the raft off and the supports off. What I've done is arranged my models so that I don't need supports or a raft. I also encourage students to design their models so that supports are unnecessary. Okay, so once the file is prepped, you can click OK, but what I want to do is show you this print preview. It's pretty neat. Sometimes that takes a second, but it'll show you the build process, and you can kind of slide through. My computer's a little slow here because I'm making this video, but you can essentially see how it's going to build your entire model, which is kind of nice. Sort of helps you get a feeling for how the model comes to life. It's pretty neat. So I wanted to show you that. But just click OK. That's good. And then I can actually move this out of the way, and my file is on the desktop here. Here's my little SD card, and here is A period 17. So I'm going to open up this, and I've already printed something for A period. I'm going to go ahead and move that to trash, and then I'm going to put this here. And it's going to take us a few seconds. There it is. And it's 2.4 megabytes. It's not very big. And we're ready to go. So now I'm going to eject the SD card and then plug it into the printer. All right, so now that we've got our file saved to our little SD card, whoop, there it is. This is the one from the computer over there. Pop it in right above the little display here, and then we're going to build from SD. And I'm going to look for my file. And here, there it is, A period 17, and it's getting started. It's going to heat up and move the build plate. So this is the printing process taking place. It builds layer by layer. This is what it looked like before I put it in, and this is the finished product. Looks pretty cool.